So, hello everybody. Nice to meet you. This is my first webinar. Today I do completely alone. So if there are any technical issues or whatever, just drop me a message. Today I want to talk to you and present to you a few new upcoming features like the Varify MCP, future experiments, and results AI interpretation. Also, what I also have is a live demonstration of our current PBX. This is about uploading a screenshot and building a full working prototype. So I want to start with creating a new prototype. So what I bring you today is, let's say, this kind of a screenshot, this kind of a design. We just have this design created and we just want to have a full working prototype. This already is possible to achieve quite easily. So if you just go into your Varify account, create a new experiment, just enter your URL here, like test.de. You can click here on create experiment. And now you can see PBX in action. Here you can just upload, click here on turn a screenshot into a working feature. Here you are requested to upload the image. So this is exactly this one I have shown to you. I click on open. Here you can see the prompt, which just is predefined. Rebuild a screenshot one-to-one, visually, identically, fully responsive, and so on. You also have the possibility, of course, to add more instructions, but the only thing you need to do now is to click on create or on this arrow button. Here you can see what's going on. First of all, your page website structure is analyzed. So we are grabbing all the page styles, CSS, design tokens. They are also part of the created prototype. You also can tell them that the prototype should be maybe more in your CI or should look totally different. Usually it's built exactly in the way you upload your image. And this is something we will see very soon. If you feel to get distracted, for example, by this modal, you can close this. You can open this anytime as soon as you click on a specific link. So how our PBX feature is working is basically we are creating JavaScript code. So this is a real example. So this is nothing recorded by a video or so. That's why you just can see it could take maybe a little bit longer, but usually it's not taking too long. As you could see, there is a bunch of code already created because it's not like just showing an image. The cool thing now is if you switch here to the browse mode, if you feel distracted by the AI builder, we also can close this for now, but it's already fully working. So here you can see there is a real exit link, also a real link. There is also a link which enables you to close it. And here you also can close it. So all of this functionality already is fully working. If you want to trigger this, for example, in a different way, for example, let's say it only should trigger on exit intent. So if you go with your mouse to the top somewhere, and you also just can tell it PBX. For now, it's just built as a pop-up, which just will work. If I click here or here, it will close. So this is indeed the first thing I wanted to show you today. I also saw that there is a message via the chat. Are you planning on implementing a way to create prototypes from short videos? Up to 6 seconds. This is a very interesting question. To be honest, I have no idea. I did not think about that, but let me think after the webinar about that. It seems to be very interesting. I will close this for now as we don't need this anymore. And let's jump to our next topic. It's the Varify MCP. So first of all, I would be very interested of you guys who already is working with MCPs, as Varify is also working on an MCP, and we finished the development now. With the MCP, you just can connect this to your LLM, for example, connect it to Claude, and inside Claude, you have the possibility just to chat with our MCP and just to create variations, to start and stop experiments, schedule experiments, add page and audience targeting, stuff like that. So I already can see that some of you are working already with those. Here you also can see a little survey. Feel free to participate in this. Okay, I see already. Very interesting. So I will end the poll for now and share the results. So most of you already are using MCP. This is pretty cool. And maybe also the MCP from Varify is something interesting for you guys. So I just will demonstrate this to you, how this will work. So first of all, if you are, so now we are on the feature environment of us, so this is not live yet, but basically what you can do is we can use Claude in order to, just create it. I think you do not see my Claude window right now, but I just will tell you what I'm writing in. So now I just will say, create a new experiment with the name demo experiment webinar. So I just typed this in our Claude. It's just tell you what's happening right now. So it's thinking now, it's creating the experiment. And I guess now I can do the upload, the reload, sorry. And here you can see it. So it's just an empty experiment I've created because I did not add any specific targeting, whatever. That's why you just see an example.com editor URL. You can see an empty page targeting, empty audience targeting, and you also will see an empty variation. So when I click here on edit now, you will see anything because we don't own this, this URL. What I can do now is I can do a lot of things more. For example, I can say, add another variation just for demonstration purposes. It's a pity that I cannot share you the Claude chat right now, but basically I just add another variation, it thinking, and now another variation should be added. Let's see what's going on. Do a reload. And you will see another variation. So there are a lot of things possible. In my demo, for example, I also added a few things that you could hide all the text from your website. You are totally flexible to also add code to your variation. Usually you need to go to edit, add JavaScript or whatever, or you need to work with the experiment API. You need to be a developer. You also have possibilities to use the mutual exclusion feature. So in this way, you can make sure that your experiment only is delivered when another one is not delivered. Or what you also can do, you can use the schedule functionality. You could start a QA mode. You could provide your clients or your other colleagues or stakeholders with preview parameters. All of this is easily possible to do. So this is our MCP. I just checked the chat. Could I ask the system to recreate a feature from another website into one of the variations? Basically, it's possible. The only thing you need to know is that you could create JavaScript code in any way. When this already is created on the one page, You also could add it just to the experiment of the other page. This is easily possible. But when the selectors are different from the one page to the other page, it will not work without any issues. At least you need to get the LLM the information about the website structure of the new one. But then it's possible, of course. Is it possible to gain test results with the MCP directly via Claude? Yes, it is. So in our MCP, you have access, you have full control about experiment control, like starting, pausing, starting QA mode, adding each kind of targetings, adding, like scheduling of the experiments, whatever. So you have the full control here. You have the possibility to get all the test results back. So if you want to build your own logic, for example, an experiment should run for 14 days and then you want to auto stop it, this is totally possible. If you also want to build something on your own, like when my test result is being significant, I want to pause my experiment. Also, this is possible. So stuff like this, yes. Is there another questions? Okay, perfect. All right. Then this is about the MCP. If you have more questions also after the webinar, feel free to just contact us. I'm happy to present this to you in a web meeting. And then you also can see that I type in the stuff really in Claude, and it's not a colleague of mine who is doing this in parallel. So this was a real use case. I will close this. Now I want to show you another thing. So right now, we are here basically, how you will create experiments in future. On the one hand side, of course, you can use our MCP, but what you also could do is in future, you can click create new experiment. And right now, nowadays, what's going on now is you just need to put in your editor URL address, and then you're doing everything, basically everything in our editor. So you need to create your AA test or an AB test, an URL split test, or all your coding experiments directly in the editor. We want to separate that. So in future, you have the possibility to create your coding experiments directly in the via the Varify dashboard. So this is more or less a shortcut. You also have more possibilities to create URL split tests also from the Varify dashboard on. So you also do not need to open the visual editor. A/B tests will be created via the editor like you do it today. AA test is just a click and it's just auto-created. And we also want to highlight our AI features, the prompt-based experiences more. So if you want to get new test ideas, what you can do today already, you can click on the button, get new test ideas. But what you can do now with this feature, for example, is you click here, you just will see your test ideas, and then you can click on build experiment variation directly. So for example, let's check this here one. This is just a demo. So this is not a real creation right now, but what's going on here, for example, the first test idea could be clean up the buy box and focus on the savings. You have the issue, the solution, and the why. This is the page where we see the recommendation for the optimization. And when we click here, the PBX will be started automatically and will build this variation. So for example, this will look like this: clean up the buy box and focus on the savings. This were the instructions directly added from the test idea section. Then you will see it's building this in the same way as you are used to it. And afterwards, you will see basically the variation. So the variation is highlighting here a few things, for example, changing the price, adding another saving label. The good thing is if you are not fine with that right now because you think, no, the savings should be even more highlighted, you just can do prompting again. This was the initial page, and this is basically the optimization. So also stuff like this. We want to add more AI features and want to combine them so that they can benefit from each other. Our vision is that we can have everything, the full CRO circle of optimization completely in Varify. It's not like we want to get rid of people in this process. It's more like we want to give you better tools that you are faster, maybe more efficient, and you are also more inspired creating your variations and have better and faster uplifts. You can use our built-in features, but you are also totally enabled using our MCP, experiment API, whatever, to build your own ways. So for us, it's very important to be the puzzle piece in your whole ecosystem. We do not want to get replacing anything. We just want to enrich it. Just checking the questions meanwhile. Are customized alerts possible as well? The moment a variation produces a significant result, I get an email telling me about it. Indeed, we already are working on this feature. We don't have it yet, but if you want to build it on your own, you will have with the MCP and the experiment result API, all the tools already. But this is also something we will build in the platform in the next few months. Please tell me more about back-end driven variations. So if you are referring to our server-side experiments, the new feature we are showing in our tool, this is basically a feature with which your developers could use basically to build variations as feature flags, and your developers have full control about which kind of feature they have built in their own code stack and they want to show to your audience. So what we are doing is basically the traffic split and more or less the delivery, but all and the other things around are done by your development team. All right, let me close a few tabs. And yeah, so this is maybe another thingy from our MCP. So you will find this later on in the integrations part. And you will see this here. If you activate this here, then you have full access to the MCP. Who will get access to the MCP feature? Basically, all of our users with the Pro plan. You need to have access to the experiment API. And in this way, you can use the MCP, and the experiment API is part of our Pro plan, just to get things clear as well. So the last thing I wanted to show you is another AI feature we want to add in our results area. So this is also just a demo. This is not live yet. And this is also just a start. So what you basically can do is you have an AI results overview here. You can click on the button. Then all the goals which are added will be analyzed. So this is just the look and feel you are familiar with. And if we go here, you will see the clear recommendation is rollout variation 1 to 100%. The primary purchase goal is up 7.79%, whatever. So it will give you a clear guideline what you should do. And maybe if you also should keep your experiment running for a little bit longer. If you want to have more data and more deeper analysis, you also can check out this here. When you have, for example, an experiment with unclear results, it could look like this, for example. Keep the test running, don't roll it out yet. Primary purchase goal is only up to 2.22%. So stuff like this. And here you can see the recommendation is keep it running for maybe another 10 more days. So all of this is freshly analyzed by AI. There is no need to use it, but if you guys want to use it, you can do it. And this is absolutely for free, this feature. So we want to help you interpret all of your results better. This is not any extra feature. This also will be already be part of the growth plan. Cool. So these are a few things I wanted to show you today. Hopefully you had fun. And the last 9 minutes, I'm happy to answer your questions if you have some. Any question, guys?
Sorry, I was a little bit late at the beginning, so I'm not sure if you mentioned this starting day of your release or not. So can you please repeat that in case you already talked about that?
About which one? Could you
The release date for all the features.
I see. So the good thing is in very near future, the MCP already is working. I already demonstrated this before. We are planning to release this week or at the beginning of next week. This feature already is built. I think we also will release it next week or in 2 weeks. We also were talking about how we can create experiments differently. This will be released in several steps. So I guess this will be something upcoming in the next 2 months. And you will see some differences in the Varify dashboard from time to time.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you as well. So guys, you have seen, and I also was a bit surprised that you also can talk directly with me. This is super cool. So feel free to do so.
Very exciting developments. Thank you very much for presenting them, Steffen. I have one question about prototyping from the image. On what plans it will be available? Does it consume AI credits? And like what kind of image quality or size is required for it to work?
Very good question. Thank you, Jaroslav. So basically, this is just using the prompt-based experiments. In the growth plan, you have 3 AI credits for free. These are initial AI credits. And building such a prototype will just consume 1 AI credit. If you have a pro plan, your AI credits get renewed every month. So you will always have 3 AI credits for free. And with 1 AI credit, you can basically create 1 experiment variation. So instead of using a developer, you just can use our PBX feature. It's also possible to purchase additional AI credits. This will start from 3 credits will cost 49 euros, which means basically building 3 experiment variations. Does this answer your question?
Yes, completely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Here, Sebastian is asking if you guys will receive the recording. Of course, you will receive the recording. Absolutely. It's very important. Do you have any other question, guys? Or if you want to share some use cases with us, if it's possible or not, you are also very welcome to ask about it. Also very good question. Are the credits used only for creating a variation or also for editing? So it's only used for creation of the variation, not for editing. So basically, this was very important for us. We want to have a very fair model. And I will explain you a little bit about the consumption because it's quite important. So for us, it's important that you can create an experiment variation, and we do not want to restrict it in any way. So that's why basically you can ask as many questions or reprompting as you want. But as you guys know, we also need to pay for tokens because our standard model, which is connected, is Claude. One of the newest model, it's Claude for 7 or for 8. And this consumes a lot of tokens. So you can ask a lot of questions, you can reprompt a lot, but at any point we need to restrict it, and then it would be necessary to consume another credit. But the limit is very, very high. Also, we need to make sure it's not somehow misused or whatever, and people just try to find workarounds and creating more code and whatever and share it between variations. So from the start, we want to be super transparent with you, and we want to tell you that we always try to find the most or the most fairest models. Yeah. We also have another feature. It's called Bring Your Own AI Key. And if you guys are interested in using your own AI keys from Claude or from Gemini or from OpenAI, doesn't matter. You also can just use them. Here we have a module in place. And when you use your own AI keys, you can create as many AI CRO audits to gain new test ideas or to create as many variations, experiments as you like. Then there is no restriction anymore. So if you guys are heavy users of Varify and you're creating multiple experiments a month, maybe it's worth thinking about that if you also are using the prompt-based experiments feature from us. Any other questions I can answer you today? Maybe my last question for you guys, because I did not get anything else. Did you like the format today? So is this something you're interested of seeing more often? Would you join again? Is this something you also expected from this webinar? Your feedback would be really appreciated. Thank you for thumbs.
Yes, this interactivity I think is great. So would definitely join in the future.
Cool. Really appreciate it, guys. So really appreciate it. And also, if you have some question afterwards, just let us know. Just drop me a message, drop our team a message. We are happy to be super transparent with you guys. There are no recordings. Everything is just as it is. And this is exactly the way we want to talk to you. And we also want to gain feedback of you in the same way. So thank you very, very much for joining, and hope speak to you soon, guys. Bye.